I'm obviously not from here, I'm from the north, but you can't be a comedian up north. I have to move to London, and when the Queen's not looking, I steal a bit of gold, and then one day I'll go back up north and build a house with it. I'll go, it's in what left, he's come back with gold. Fuck that building houses, let's make him king. For now. And I think most people in London don't live here, and those that do live here don't like it. Nobody who lives in London likes it, otherwise Boris Johnson wouldn't be in charge of it. This wouldn't have happened if anyone cared about this city. Boris Johnson is in charge of a city, a man who's basically a human wet fart. I mean that because he's very much like a wet fart. He's very funny at the time, but you have to check for damage immediately afterwards. What's amazing about Boris Johnson, right, is you see like a clip of him a fortnight where he's trapped down a well or being bummed by a dog or something like that. What you forget is he's at work all the rest of the time doing shit. He's in there, right, and he'll leave. He's leaving in a year. We're going to find out what he's been up to all the rest of the time. The new mayor will come in and go, you know, he was turning the Thames into custard from the bottom upwards. The bottom 6 foot of it now is custard. He's just written here, I wanted to see if you could run across it. Ha ha. Unbelievable. So anyway, what happens in London is everyone goes to the river. Everyone migrates to the river when it's sunny, and they all started emailing each other. This time this year, last summer, they all emailed you, Ian, mate, you seen the Bertie Beaver? Right? I don't know the rhyming slang for weather. I haven't. Something like that, wasn't it? Bertie Beaver, West Ham legend. Right. You seen the Bertie? And they go, yeah, I've seen it, mate. Sunshine, innit? Funshine. Do it out the bumshine. Coming down the river then Friday night, 5 o'clock, get shit-faced and go, no, fuck that, mate, 4 o'clock, work through lunchtime, 4 o'clock, yeah, nice one, that was a bananas, 2 for £1, So what happened in London last summer, everyone went to the river Friday, 4 o'clock, right? I didn't, I had a gig, I went to my gig, right? Obviously no one turned up because they'd all gone to the river, right? That doesn't stop me, I'll quite happily spit bile onto empty seats for 2 hours, wandering up and down, everything's been terrible and one thing wasn't symmetrical, Come out of the gig, I get to Waterloo at about 11 o'clock at night, I just want to go home, right? And that's when I realise the carnage that has happened across London. A whole city pissed more so than any stag do I've ever seen in my entire life. And you can tell that because there were no groups of 2 people, right? No 2 people are sober enough to walk in tandem with another person. People are just drifting off, like grown men just smashing into train station walls because they've seen Harry Potter and they think one will open up to that magical world where there's that girl where she's not old enough in the films, but she is now, so it doesn't count. I saw her doing that speech on feminism, I thought, fucking right. Blood all down themselves. People's limbs have stopped working, they're just dragging themselves across the floor, hoovering up chips. And more to the point, the trains are heaving, because nobody's left London all day, right? So there's a train there that is full in a way I've only ever seen in documentaries in the third world. You know, where there's like 1 train a year, and if they don't get on it, they don't feed their family. So they're on the roof, and they're in the coupling. That's happening at Waterloo Station. Grown adults hanging onto the outside of trains, waiting for them to leave. And the police there saying, I'm afraid you can't travel like that, mate. And these sober people, you'd say, oh, God, yeah, tunnels on that, kill myself, wouldn't I? What am I like? Not piss people, you fuck off, pig. I'm touching the train, I'm on the train. You know if people are starting on the police, this is going to be a tetchy evening. Well, I ain't getting on that train, and I ain't getting home, right? And then I realise there's one left to be announced, right? And I think if I don't get on that, I'm screwed, right? And I've got a good chance, because I think when they announce the platform number, I'm the only one here who can still read. So they call the train and I get there. Not only do I get there first, I've got my choice of every seat on the entire train, which for a lot of people is a dilemma because it's too much choice, isn't it? Not for me. I know exactly what seat I want, right? And I want the seat where it's 2 seats, but it's the one no one else wants, right? Because I want 2 seats to myself, but I'm too much of a coward to put my bag on the one next to me because, you know, eventually someone will come along and go, could you move your bag, please? Yes, thank you very much, yes. Yeah, I thought you were going to get this one, and I'm here now, aren't I? Yeah, look at that. I'm just going to touch you as well with that leg. Because I am that's my armrest, that's mine. That shitty half of one under the window there. I'm the alpha. Right, so we just pick the shittest seats. And what that is, right, you walk along the train until you see where they've joined two trains together, but there's no divider. So everyone who's in this bit can't get through to that bit. Halves your audience, right? Step on here, don't carry on with the momentum, just turn around, and there's a little pouch of seats here that nobody notices, right? Look for the table here, don't sit at the table. Everybody wants the table. You sit just behind the table, right? Nobody sees these seats because they see the table's full, they move on. Sit here on these seats, face backwards. Most people don't like to face backwards, makes them feel sick. Sit by the window, so people walking this way think there's someone there as well. Go on, piss off. That's it. Get to my seat and I tuck myself into my little ball of self-righteousness and I think, right, we're going to be all right, we're going to get home. And then the train fills up around me, people on the table, someone sits next to me. Just before we pull out of the station, there's the unmistakable sound of something hitting the back of my chair, which is definitely a human head. You can tell by the sound of it. I think it's either someone who's passed out, or more excitingly, someone who's running for the last train and thinks, shit, I'm going to miss the last train. Maybe if I cut my head off and throw it on the train, I can get my head home, roll back to the flat, and call a taxi to get my body. No one's ever thought of that. I'm a genius. It isn't. It's just a girl behind me who's passed out. Her body's not having it, right? And then I sort of want to know how she's got on the train, but I can't turn around because I'll make eye contact with someone and they'll think I want to talk to them. So I go, oh, you got a face, have you? I've got a face, mate. I was born in Bermondsey. Oh, jeez. Keep tucked in. I find out what happened, right? Because what's happened is a man has carried this lady onto the train, a South African businessman, right, has carried the woman onto the train. And all he needs to do there, he's got to go and get another train, right? So he's not with her. So he needs to just tap these two people here and just say, excuse me, could you help this woman off the train at New Malden, please? I don't know if you can see, but she's absolutely fucked. I'm not actually going to stay and help. She's your responsibility now. Okay, take care. Cheerio now. Bye-bye. That's all he's got to do, but he spots an opportunity here where he thinks, hang on, if I announce to the whole carriage that I've carried this lady onto the train, they'll all think I'm a gentleman hero, right? So instead of doing that, he shouts to all of us, somebody's got to help this woman off the train, please! I've carried her as far as I can, but I can do no more. What a world, what a world. And he's the first individual I take time out to hate. Two reasons I hate him. First of all, if this girl is that drunk, you're not helping her, are you, by putting her on a train? If she's that drunk, she's better off on the platform with the police or back with her friends than she is hurtling towards Portsmouth at 100 miles an hour. So, no offence to Portsmouth, but let's be honest, anyone in this room, if you woke up tomorrow and found you were in Portsmouth, your first thought wouldn't be, well, what a wonderful opportunity to explore the historic town of Portsmouth. You'd think, oh shit, I'm in Portsmouth. I don't live in Portsmouth. Right.